in Denmark. I'm Jacob. I've spent the past 20 years consulting companies on how digital impacts their business, both from a technical perspective and from a commercial perspective. And my co-founder Nikolaj has spent the past 15 years in the advertising industry as a creative director. The problem we're solving is that when we ask parents, would you invest your children's savings? They unanimously say yes. And when Nordea asks these parents, have you invested your children's savings? They unanimously say no. And this leaves children in Denmark in the highly limited children's savings accounts alone with 10.6 billion Danish kroner in cash deposits. And they will stay there for the coming 18 to 21 years at an average interest rate of 0.7%, less than inflation. And on top of that, because the funds are not invested, they're missing out on upwards of 500 million Danish kroner every year in possible returns. And that's the problem that we're solving. So we're basically the world's best children's savings product. Think pension, just for kids. And I'll spare you the details, but we are one account where there are no limitations on deposits and we can give you all the tax benefits of investing on behalf of your children. We take in funds from parents, grandparents, friends of the family, think christening, Christmas, birthdays, recurring payments, recurring transactions and so on. And we are independent of the parents' existing bank relationship because we're for all children. This is how we look. One coherent customer experience where you enroll as a parent, you enroll yourself and your child using our app, you sign the documents, and you can follow along how your children's deposits are growing over time. And we give a similar interface to grandparents so they can follow along with how their individual deposits are growing. And now I could show you some numbers in terms of how parents love what we're doing, but I'd rather show you some quotes. So here's a father who tells us the waiting time is just harder when you're waiting in anticipation. Who the hell is waiting in anticipation for a financial product? I don't know of anyone. A mother telling us, we'd like to get started saving with you guys as soon as possible. And another one calling this a fantastic concept. Again, we're a financial product. How can this be fantastic? We have a grandmother writing us. Remember, we have no credibility. We're looking for that one corporate partner to actually give us some infrastructure, who writes us with her grandson's social security number, asking how to get started. Why would you do that? We have no credibility. We could run off with the money or invest in bitcoins. And we believe it's because we're solving a real human problem that the financial industry has not solved yet. And that's the one we're tackling. So these are the numbers for Denmark alone. 1.2 million Danish children, possible customers. And every year, more than 60,000 new customers are born with no existing bank relationship. And that number is expected to increase over the coming years. Looking at total AUM potential of children's savings accounts alone, 30 billion Danish kroner. And if we very conservatively estimate cash gifts and advance inheritance, that adds an additional 11 billion Danish kroner to the potential AUM. And this scales wonderfully to the rest of the EU because it's the same basic human problem. Parents don't have time or the knowledge to invest their children's long-term savings. So this works in Denmark, it works in Holland, it works in Finland, or wherever. And now I know what you're all looking for. Show me the money, and I'll show you the money. BCG made a report on the future of wealth management, and they mentioned two key customer segments, female investors and millennials. Wealth managers today apparently don't see gender as being something that you differentiate your products on. Well, that leaves women in Denmark, these are Danish numbers, they are less likely to invest than men. If we could bring women on par with men in terms of how many invest, we would add an additional 165 billion Danish kroner. We're not doing that, but partnering up with a corporate partner, we believe we can position them towards picking up some of these funds because women are also mothers and their grandmothers. Millennials. Half of wealth managers have no clue what millennials are up to. And looking at wealth distribution, again in Denmark alone, that might make sense right now. But if we look 30 years ahead, over the coming 30 years, 4,368 billion Danish kroner will be moving from the older generation to the millennial generation, the millennials that are families today. Again, we can help position our corporate partner towards picking up on that. So, as our good friend Warren Buffett once said, someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree. And we're looking for one regulated corporate partner to help plant some trees. Thank you.